In a world full of distractions and constant busyness, have you ever found yourself wondering, what is my true purpose? It's a question that's challenged the greatest minds in history, philosophers, spiritual leaders, and deep thinkers. But here's the surprising truth. Maybe purpose isn't some distant, unreachable goal. Maybe it's something we can discover each day, in the small, powerful moments that shape our lives. Stay with me until the end, because in this video, we'll uncover how you can start finding purpose right now by reflecting on timeless wisdom and learning how to apply it to your everyday life. The power of self-reflection. In our busy, chaotic world, moments like these are rare, yet they are essential. Finding purpose begins with understanding yourself, your motivations, your values, your passions. It starts in moments of self-reflection, where you can step back from the noise and truly listen to your inner voice. Self-reflection allows us to ask the important questions. What drives me? What do I care about? What gives me energy and purpose? Without these moments, we risk losing ourselves in the constant motion of daily life, never stopping to ask if we are heading in the right direction. Imagine standing at a crossroads, a busy highway speeding by in front of you. Without stopping to reflect, you risk being swept into a direction that was never truly yours. Self-reflection is the moment when you step off the road, look up at the map, and decide which path is truly yours to walk. When you take the time to reflect, it's like clearing away the fog that surrounds your mind. In that stillness, you begin to see your true desires more clearly. Self-reflection brings a sense of peace, allowing you to realign with what truly matters. It doesn't take hours of meditation to begin this journey. It starts with small acts, a quiet morning with a cup of coffee, a short walk without distractions, or simply journaling your thoughts before bed. These moments allow you to check in with yourself and ask, am I living in alignment with my values? Steve Jobs, a name synonymous with innovation and success, once found himself lost and searching for meaning. In the 1980s, after being ousted from Apple, the very company he co-founded, Jobs was forced to confront a life without the work that had defined him. For Jobs, losing Apple was a devastating blow. The company he built had defined his life, and suddenly, that identity was gone. But instead of drowning in defeat, he saw this as a chance to reflect on what truly mattered. Jobs didn't simply want to build a successful company. He wanted to build something that would change the world. For many, this would have been a moment of defeat, but for Jobs, it was an opportunity to reflect and recalibrate. In search of clarity, he embarked on a spiritual journey to India, seeking wisdom and insight away from the corporate world. Amidst the chaos and simplicity of life in India, Jobs found what he had been missing: perspective. He realized that success and material wealth weren't the ultimate goals. What mattered most was passion, doing what you love, creating with intention, and pursuing work that resonated with your soul. In a world obsessed with achievements and external validation, Jobs stepped away and sought answers in the simplicity of life in India. There, surrounded by the humbling reality of daily life, he realized that his passion, not wealth or status, was the key to his fulfillment. And with that realization came the clarity to transform his life's work. Jobs didn't rediscover his purpose through external achievements. It wasn't the next product or the next success that brought him fulfillment. It was through self-reflection, taking the time to ask the right questions and rediscover what truly mattered to him. His story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the answers we seek are already within us. We just need to stop and listen. Like Jobs, we all face moments of uncertainty or loss. These moments, though painful, offer us a chance to step back, reflect, and rediscover what brings us joy and fulfillment. Your journey to purpose doesn't start with your next achievement. It starts within you, in the quiet moments of reflection. Self-reflection is a powerful tool. It allows us to realign our actions with our values, to reconnect with our passions, and to rediscover what brings us joy. In the stillness, we find purpose, not in what we do, but in who we are becoming. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, Steve Jobs said. So today, give yourself the gift of self-reflection. Turn off your phone, find a quiet corner, and ask yourself, what do I truly want out of life? The answers may surprise you, but they will guide you toward your purpose. Act in alignment with your values. Your purpose is often embedded in your values, the core beliefs that shape who you are and how you interact with the world. When your actions are aligned with your values, you feel fulfilled and meaningful. The inspiring journey of Malala Yousafzai. In the picturesque valleys of Pakistan, where the mountains cradle the clouds and the rivers carve through the earth, a young girl named Malala Yousafzai began her journey. From a tender age, she was captivated by the world of knowledge and learning. She often found herself lost in the pages of books, dreaming of a brighter future where education was not a privilege reserved for the few, but a right for all, especially for girls like her. Malala's passion for education blossomed in a society where girls were often denied the right to go to school. Her father, an educator himself, ran a school that welcomed girls. He instilled in her the belief that education was a powerful tool for change. As Malala watched her friends being forced to abandon their dreams due to societal pressures and violent extremism, she felt a fire ignite within her. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, she would later reflect, embodying the spirit of a young advocate. With each step toward activism, she faced the stark reality of a world that resisted change. Her friends urged her to keep quiet, to conform, but the injustices she witnessed echoed in her heart, urging her to speak out louder. Malala began to write a blog under a pseudonym for the BBC Urdu, sharing her experiences and the struggles faced by girls in her community. Her words were powerful and poignant, painting a vivid picture of her longing for education and equality. However, the dangers she faced became increasingly palpable as the Taliban intensified their efforts to suppress women's rights. Despite the fear surrounding her, Malala stood firm in her belief that every girl deserved an education. She understood that her voice, though small, could carry far and wide. The local community recognized her bravery, and soon she became a symbol of hope for girls in her country. On October 9, 2012, Malala's life changed forever. As she rode home from school on a bus, armed gunmen boarded the vehicle. They targeted her for her beliefs, for her advocacy, and for her courage. In an instant, everything she had fought for hung in the balance. The world held its breath as news spread of her assassination attempt. Miraculously, Malala survived, but the attack left her with grave injuries, a stark reminder of the price of her convictions. Instead of succumbing to despair, Malala transformed her pain into purpose. Her recovery was a testament to her resilience. She emerged not only physically healed, but also more determined than ever to advocate for education. Malala's story ignited a global movement, ensuring that every girl has the right to an education. She spoke passionately about her experience, addressing crowds of supporters and dignitaries. The world listened. She became a beacon of hope, urging people everywhere to join the fight against oppression. Her defining moment came on July 12, 2013, when she spoke at the United Nations on her 16th birthday, now known as Malala Day. Standing before world leaders, her voice was steady and filled with conviction as she declared, "One child, one teacher, one pen, and one book can change the world." Her words resonated, a call to action that inspired millions to rise against the injustices faced by girls worldwide. Malala's journey teaches us that purpose isn't always comfortable. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's hard. Her story is a powerful reminder that even the most daunting challenges can create powerful change. Through her unwavering commitment to education, she has shown that purpose can emerge from pain, and that every voice matters in the quest for justice. Today, Malala Yousafzai continues to advocate for education and equality, a testament to her indomitable spirit. She travels the globe, engaging with leaders and young activists, empowering them to carry the torch of change. In a world where many still face the struggle for basic rights, Malala's journey stands as a beacon of hope. She reminds us all that, no matter the odds, one person can indeed make a difference. Through her story, we are urged to reflect. What can we do to champion the causes we believe in? How can we align our actions with our values to create a better world for future generations? In the end, Malala's journey is not just about her. It's a call to action for all of us to rise up, to speak out, and to fight for what is right. As we look to the future, let us carry forward the lesson she embodies, that courage and conviction can change the world, one voice at a time. Malala's story teaches us that purpose isn't always pleasant. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's hard. It's about aligning your actions with your deepest values. Her journey inspires countless others to find their voice, speak out against injustice, and take action in their communities. I speak up, not to shout, but so that those who have no voice can be heard. We cannot succeed when half of us are held back. Inspirational quote by Malala Yousafzai. Take a moment to reflect on your values. What do you believe in? What do you stand for? And how can you live by those values in your daily actions? Aligning your actions with your values doesn't have to be an overwhelming task. You can start small, perhaps volunteering at a local charity, standing up for a friend, or sharing your knowledge with someone in need. Every small step creates changes that can transform your life and the lives of others. Remember, not all of them are grand gestures. Every day presents you with an opportunity to reflect on your values and take action. Take that opportunity and see how your life changes as you become more closely aligned with what truly matters to you. It is these small, consistent actions that lead to a life of purpose. Cultivating passion in everyday life. Purpose isn't always found in grand achievements. Sometimes it's found in the small passions that light us up every day. The journey of J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling found solace in the world of words. Despite the overwhelming hardships she faced, she discovered a passion that provided an escape from her reality, writing. In those long, sleepless nights, she began to craft the first pages of a story that had been swirling in her mind since childhood. It was a tale filled with wonder, bravery, and a magical school where young wizards learned to harness their powers. As she poured her heart into her characters, the boundaries of her reality began to dissolve, allowing her imagination to take flight. In the depths of her struggles, she created a realm of magic, friendship, and adventure. This was her escape, a world where she could explore themes of love, loss, and the triumph of good over evil. But the road to success was fraught with challenges. Rowling faced rejection after rejection, each one cutting deeper than the last. She would sit at her small kitchen table, pen in hand, heart pounding with anticipation, only to receive letters from publishers that bore the same disheartening message. "Thank you, but we're not interested." Each no stung like a bee, but instead of giving in to despair, she found the strength to keep writing. The characters she created, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, became her companions, their journeys a reflection of her own struggles. The more she wrote, the more she poured her own dreams and fears into their stories. Rowling's writing was not just a hobby, it was a lifeline, a way to transcend her circumstances and find meaning amidst chaos. Despite the overwhelming odds, Rowling kept writing because it was her passion. She poured her soul into each page, believing that someday her words would resonate with others. It was during these late nights when her daughter slept peacefully in the next room that Rowling found her joy. She would write by candlelight, fueled by coffee and the fervent hope that one day she might be able to share her stories with the world. The magic she created on those pages began to take on a life of its own, inspiring her to push through the fatigue and self-doubt. One fateful day, a literary agent saw potential in her manuscript. The first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, was finally published after numerous trials. But the journey was far from over. Rowling still had to navigate the complexities of the publishing world and the immense pressure that came with her newfound success. The book was met with mixed reviews at first, but it quickly gained traction, capturing the imaginations of children and adults alike. Her persistence eventually led to the creation of Harry Potter, one of the most beloved book series in history. Rowling followed her passion, even when success seemed impossible. As the series grew, so did Rowling's impact. She became a voice for the voiceless, a beacon of hope for those who felt marginalized or overlooked. The stories of Harry and his friends offered not just escapism, but also profound lessons about friendship, bravery, and the importance of standing up for what is right. Readers around the world found solace and strength in the pages of her books as they too began to cultivate their passions and pursue their dreams. Years later, as Rowling stood on stage at various book signings, she often reflected on her journey. She understood the power of passion, resilience, and the transformative nature of pursuing what lights you up. Rowling used her platform to advocate for literacy, equality, and the importance of education. Her journey became a testament to the idea that even in the darkest moments, passion can illuminate the path to purpose. J.K. Rowling's story teaches us that purpose isn't always grand. It can be nurtured in the everyday acts of creation and expression. The struggles she faced were not in vain. They shaped her into the person she is today, a symbol of perseverance and the impact of following one's passion. As we delve deeper into Rowling's journey, we see her perseverance. The rejections began to pile up, but she never lost sight of her dream. She often recalls a pivotal moment when she was broke, sitting in a coffee shop and letting her imagination run wild. With each word she wrote, she felt a sense of freedom, a connection to something greater than herself. Purpose often begins with the things that make us lose track of time, the things that bring us joy. Rowling found her purpose by pursuing her passions, which sparked the imaginations of countless readers who would come to appreciate her work. The release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone marked a turning point not only in Rowling's life but also in the world of literature. The series became a global phenomenon, touching the hearts of every culture and generation. Children and adults alike found comfort and inspiration in her pages. Her story teaches us that success may not come easily, but by nurturing our passions, we unlock our potential. Our choices reveal more about us than our abilities. Quote from J.K. Rowling. As the story concludes, we are invited to reflect on our own lives. Ask yourself, what activities make you feel alive? What are you passionate about? Are there hobbies that you have put aside in the hustle and bustle of everyday life? Pursuing your passions, no matter how small they may seem, can bring you closer to your purpose. Every small step we take to nurture our passions can create changes that lead us to a life filled with meaning and joy. Perhaps it's picking up a paintbrush, playing the guitar, or volunteering for a cause close to your heart. Moments of connecting with our passions can serve as the foundation for a life of purpose. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step. Enjoy your passions. They can lead you to the life you've always dreamed of. Don't wait for permission to pursue what brings you joy. Go for it, and you may find that your passion is the key to unlocking your true purpose. In the end, cultivating passion is not merely about achieving grand dreams. It's about the everyday moments that fill our hearts with joy and light. So, what will you choose to do today? What small step will you take to align your actions with your passions? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one passionate step. Relationships and contribution to others. The core of purpose is connection. It's about the relationships we build, the lives we touch, and the contributions we make to the world around us. Mother Teresa's life is one of the most powerful examples of how purpose can be found in service to others. Born in Macedonia in 1910, her journey took her far from her home, yet it brought her closer to the heart of humanity's greatest struggles. From a young age, she felt a calling, a deep spiritual sense that her purpose lay in serving the poorest of the poor. This inner conviction led her to join a convent and eventually brought her to the streets of Calcutta, India, where she would dedicate her life to helping those in need. In Calcutta, Mother Teresa witnessed extreme poverty, illness, and suffering. The conditions were unimaginable. People lived on the streets with no food, no shelter, and no access to medical care. Most were ignored or forgotten by society. But Mother Teresa didn't turn away. Instead, she embraced the opportunity to be a source of love and compassion for the most marginalized individuals, those whom society had forsaken. As she walked through the crowded, dusty streets of Calcutta, Mother Teresa became a beacon of hope for the sick, the hungry, and the dying. Her hands, worn from years of service, gently tended to wounds, and her presence brought comfort to those who had been cast aside. The challenges she faced were overwhelming: lack of resources, bureaucratic obstacles, and the emotional toll of witnessing such immense suffering daily. Yet, through it all, she remained steadfast, driven by a deep belief that every person deserves dignity and care. Mother Teresa's life teaches us that purpose is not always about what we achieve for ourselves. It's about the impact we have on others, the kindness we show, and the love we give. Despite the enormity of her task, Mother Teresa didn't seek fame or recognition. Her purpose was rooted not in accolades, but in love. She believed that even the smallest acts of kindness could make a profound difference in someone's life. This belief shaped her approach to service. She didn't measure success in grand gestures, but in the simple act of helping another human being, no matter how small the action seemed. In one of her most famous quotes, she reminds us of this truth. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Through this philosophy, she demonstrated that purpose is not about the scale of what we achieve, but about the heart and intention behind our actions. Each small act of compassion adds up, creating ripples that spread far beyond what we can see. Mother Teresa's story shows us that purpose often lies in service, in giving our time, energy, and love to those who need it most. It's about finding meaning in the relationships we build and the lives we touch, no matter how small the gesture. As Mother Teresa's work grew, so did her influence. She founded the Missionaries of Charity, an organization dedicated to caring for the poorest of the poor. Her mission spread globally, and she inspired thousands to join her in serving those in need. But even as her work gained international recognition, she remained humble and focused on her core purpose, showing love to those who had been abandoned by the world. Her life reminds us that purpose doesn't always come from personal achievement or success. Instead, it can be found in the quiet, everyday moments when we choose to give without expecting anything in return. Mother Teresa found her deepest fulfillment in these moments of connection, whether by holding the hand of a dying person, feeding a hungry child, or simply offering a smile to someone who needed hope. Her legacy reminds us that purpose is not found in material wealth or accolades. It's found in the relationships we build, the love we give, and the difference we make in the lives of others. Think about the people in your life, your family, friends, community. How can you strengthen those connections and contribute to the lives of others? Purpose is often found in service and in our relationships with those who matter most. In our everyday lives, we often overlook the significance of the relationships that surround us. Yet, purpose is often rooted in these connections. Strengthening bonds with family, friends, and our communities not only enhances our sense of belonging, but also provides a deeper sense of meaning. Purpose thrives in moments of connection, when we offer a listening ear, lend a helping hand, or show up for others in times of joy and difficulty. Building meaningful relationships requires intention and effort. It means showing up, being present, and offering empathy and support. It also means recognizing that purpose is not just about grand gestures, but about the everyday acts of love, care, and kindness that strengthen our connections with others. By focusing on how we contribute to the well-being of others, we create a sense of purpose that extends far beyond our individual selves. Service is one of the most powerful ways to discover and live out our purpose. Whether it's through volunteering, mentoring, or simply being there for someone who needs support, acts of service connect us to something greater than ourselves. Through service, we become part of a larger narrative, a story of humanity's shared responsibility to uplift and care for one another. Service isn't just about giving, it's also about receiving. It's about recognizing that the more we give to others, the more we gain in return. The fulfillment that comes from contributing to the well-being of others, whether through small acts of kindness or larger commitments to causes we believe in, brings us closer to understanding the true meaning of purpose. In the end, purpose isn't just about personal success or achievement. It's about the connections we nurture, the love we give, and the difference we make in the lives of others. So, as you move forward in your journey, ask yourself, how can I contribute? How can I build stronger connections with those I care about? How can I make a positive impact on the world around me? By focusing on relationships and service, we unlock a deeper sense of purpose, one that transcends individual success and creates lasting change in the lives of others. In strengthening these connections, we not only discover our own purpose, but also contribute to a more compassionate, just, and interconnected world. Your purpose isn't a distant destination. It's not something hidden away that you need to search for endlessly. It's here, found in the choices you make, the challenges you embrace, the passions you follow, and the connections you build every day. As the Dalai Lama wisely said, happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. So take a moment today to reflect. What fuels your passion? What values guide your choices? How can you bring more meaning to your daily actions? Purpose isn't something you wait for. It's something you create in every step you take. If this resonates with you, don't keep this journey to yourself. Share in the comments what brings meaning to your life or a small step you'll take to live with more intention. And if you're ready to explore more about finding purpose, be sure to check out our related videos, How to Set Intentions for a Meaningful Life, and Philosophical Quotes to Inspire Purpose. Subscribe to the channel, and together, let's continue the journey toward living with purpose. Your next step starts now. Thanks for watching.